Welcome to this charming villa. Today, we're exploring unbelievable house rules, 50 rooms, 15 keys. No matter which room, lock it before leaving. It's like lock the door adventure. And don't touch that piano. Keep noise down at work unless you want a silent concert for neighbors. This place must stay silent, especially curtains. All must be drawn, as these two are light sensitive. Not a sliver of light can sneak in. The moment they see sunlight, it's like they're gasping for air like a giant goldfish. The butler was a bit puzzled, but didn't press further. The next morning, while making breakfast for the kids, they started bickering about their dad. The daughter was convinced Dad would return, thinking Mom had gone crazy. This family drama topped soap operas. The butler wanted to dig deeper, but Grace walked in. The daughter, scared of Mom, looked like she'd seen a ghost. And just like that, the topic fizzled out. Grace then called for the butler, realizing the job ad had been sitting in the mailbox for days. Talk about ignoring the elephant in the room. This meant the butlers didn't come because of the ad. Grace felt totally bamboozled, and the butler scrambled to explain. She saw the big villa and guessed they needed staff, so knocked, seeking fortune. Seeing Grace's skepticism, the butler mentioned that a few years back she worked here her happiest times, almost like she was selling the place. With that, Grace thought it might just be a coincidence, so she dropped it. But ever since they were hired, strange things started happening. One day, teaching kids, Grace's brother said she scared him with ghost stories. Such a jealous spot. Grace thought the daughter was just rambling, so she separated the siblings, but soon enough, she heard a child crying upstairs. It sounded like something out of a horror flick. Her first thought was it was her son, but when she rushed in, there he was, diligently studying away, a little study champ. Oddly, the daughter was quietly reading too. Grace wondered if she was being too strict, making her daughter hesitant to speak the truth. But no matter how asked, the daughter didn't cry. After pondering, Grace suspected it was Victor's voice. Grace knew her daughter was spinning another tale, but she held back her anger and patiently asked, "Who's Victor?" The daughter said Victor was a recently moved-in boy, but she didn't seem too fond of the place. She claimed his dad was a pianist, sounds like a little artist. Victor was mad for being denied piano access, a real rascal. Grace found it unbelievable and scolded her for lying. The daughter remained steadfast in her position, insisting she wasn't lying, informing her mom that Victor was indeed real and had just left this room. What a mischievous little trickster she is. However, the butler said she'd been cleaning and hadn't been upstairs. No wonder she was unconcerned. Grace found herself at a loss. That night, the sister woke the sleeping brother, informing him that someone was by the window, making him plead for her to shush. He pointed out that Mom had firmly forbidden them to open the curtains, but the sister claimed she didn't open them at all. It was totally Victor's prank. The moment spoken, the brother trembled, while the sister murmured, a real little actress. The sister called for Victor to touch her brother's face to prove he existed, and just as she said that, a hand actually reached downstairs. Grace heard her son scream and rushed in. Seeing him in a panic, he seemed ready to take flight. Grace, seeing this, mercilessly made her daughter recite the Bible 100 times till she confessed, like a winter night school test. On the third day, the daughter continued studying on the stairs while Grace was annoyed by the noises upstairs. It sounded like someone was moving in. What a ruckus. The noise was so loud that even the ceiling light started to sway. Grace initially thought the help was slacking, so she asked the butler to remind them, but soon after, studying downstairs, she heard noise from upstairs. Loud enough to raise her heart scary. She meant to scold the staff upstairs, but on standing, found them all outside. First time she suspected others were there. Following the noise, Grace arrived on the second floor only to find her daughter alone in the stairwell. But the daughter seemed to have an idea of where the noise was coming from. She informed her mom that someone had just entered the storage room. Grace found this hard to believe and bravely pushed open the storm door, only to see nothing. But just then, Grace suddenly heard a suspicious sigh, sending her heart racing as she started rummaging around. When she lifted one of the mirrors, the storm door suddenly opened again. How bizarre is that? Grace hurriedly chased after, but saw no one outside. Her daughter informed her that Victor's family had just left. How magical. They even claimed they wanted to take down all the curtains, but Grace clearly didn't believe her daughter, convinced someone had just entered the villa. At that moment, the butler suggested the old house might be making strange noises. While talking, the daughter pulled out her drawing, saying it was Victor's family a spooky doodle. The numbers next to the figures indicated how many times she had seen them, and the old lady was the most frequent visitor. Grace felt a chill running down her spine. To clarify who was in the drawing, Grace pulled out photos left by the previous owners to compare them with her daughter's artwork. She found nothing odd until she found a hefty photo album in the box, sending an unusual feeling through her. Grace curiously opened the album, and what she found inside made her heart race. Every photo in the album was a bit eerie, everyone had their eyes closed, as if it was a no-eye show. Just as she was lost in thought, the butler walked over. Grace asked about the photos. The butler said the people in the photos had passed, and death photos were once taken to keep their spirits. Some can't bear losing loved ones and do mind-blowing things. Grace found all of this too bizarre and ordered the butler to burn all the photos. Note, the series is filled with suspenseful twists and turns. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.